Are you one of the many people out there who is super shy and scared of talking to a camera just the way I'm doing it right now? But you have to have some kind of a movement and existence using your face, using your voice to connect with people and impact others, and you don't know how you do it. So I'm going to share with you my own personal experience on how I actually overcame being shy and really scared to talk on camera. And it's not rocket science. If I can do it, you can do it too. Welcome to this session where we're going to be talking about how you can become a very powerful and confident speaker, especially when you are on camera. And by the way, being on camera is probably one of the hardest things that I ever had to do or wanted to do or was looking forward to do, because when you talk to a camera, it's really hard to know what your other person is thinking and feeling, and you just don't want to come out the wrong way and turn off your listeners. So how do you go about building this confidence in communicating your message, your idea, especially when it comes down to your business? So I actually created 5 categories or aspects that I want you to focus on in terms of getting yourself confidence and camera ready to be speaking from the heart and the mind and really reach your message out to your audience. So the first one is setting. You really have to have a nice setting, and by nice setting, I don't mean go invest tons of money to start a studio or something like that. When we talk about setting, is the space and the environment you create to really deliver your message. It can be outside, it can be in your kitchen, it can be in your office, wherever that is, whatever you feel like this is the setting that best describe what I'm talking about and the message that I convey. I'm going to go ahead and use this space. And then there are some little requirements here and there that you need to pay attention in order for your video content be understood and well received. So, for example, when I was doing some promo videos for a cottage kitchen business that we were working on at the time, I did all of my videos out of my kitchen because I was talking about home-based businesses that are food in the niche of the food industry. So I wasn't going to be outside or at the beach or whatever that is. Choose intentionally to shoot those videos in my kitchen just to illustrate what I was talking about, because I was talking to the cottage food industry. So the equipment, a lot of people invest money in equipment, especially when they become serious vloggers, for instance. I personally like to use my camera computer here, like the one I'm using here, and it looks very, very nice. And I also rely a lot on my phone. Having said that, I do have bulky, bigger size cameras like a Nikon and a Canon 7D that I don't use because I got in the habit of taking my phone and shooting on the fly and on the go. So it's really hard for me when I travel to take all that equipment, but that's going to change because I want to invest in smaller pieces of equipment that I can carry with me in a backpack. So this is something you need to consider. Don't hold back from creating content and delivering content. The excuse that you don't have equipment should never be a valid excuse. If you do have a cell phone like this, and if you do have a little holder like this that you can put on a little tripod, you can also just use your own headphones that come with your phone, and that is okay. Saying this is because I do not want you to hold back from what you could be doing right now to advance your business and move yourself forward. And instead of focusing on the content, on the messaging, on your audience and building relationship, you're wasting all this fabulous time because you're worried about the proper equipment. Lighting as well. What I do have some lighting here because I am using my home office. I have a green screen behind me, which explain why the background looks so nice. But most of the time, I put my phone on cinematic and I just stand in front of the windows, and I'm gonna do a little demo here to show you how the lighting looks when I am filming without any other supporting lighting other than the natural light. So try to follow the natural light. But if the sun is too bright, that's going to be messing up your face. Use microphones. So, like in this one here, I'm using this microphone that has a little stand, and I just put it down here. But I do have other pieces of equipment which I use a lot, like this one on my phone or my computer, and I put an adapter. Use your phone, your microphone, and the natural light to start. Don't postpone, don't procrastinate. So at this point, you're probably wondering what kind of equipment Shaba does use for her recording and her studio, etc. And I know that I haven't done really a good job at saying out loud what each product is about, and this is why there is a list in the description with all the equipment. Oh, what a beautiful bird. With all the equipment that I use and much more. So make sure you visit the list below and see what I have in store for you. Some stuff I recommend and some stuff you have to look into the content you're creating and start planning your content, right? So planning is really important. Honestly, when I started making videos, I wasn't planning anything. I would just grab my phone and go live on Facebook or Instagram, and I was just like connecting and being present in the moment and talking about whatever topic that I get me inspired. And since then, I stepped back a little bit on that method, and I'm now more mindful about building my personal brand and my business brand. So I'm trying really to focus on just the content that is educational, kind of like giving a piece of advice or even sharing the background or the behind the scene of what I'm doing. So I'm really staying away from, oh, let me just go live when I'm making my Turkish coffee, or I'm just growing my tomatoes, which is actually the very first video that I went live with. I was so grateful to see tomatoes grow in my yard that summer that I went ahead and I did it. The other reason that actually got me into starting, shooting videos on Facebook was my father-in-law. Now he passed away, may he rest in peace. He just loved when I used to send him videos, but sometimes they would take too long to download or upload for him. So I decided, like, okay, I'm just gonna upload them on Facebook and he can just go there and see them. Another way for me that kind of pushed me into starting this organic way of shooting videos. And then, of course, after a while, I started a podcast, and I was doing it also live, directly streamed on Facebook and YouTube. And then I decided that, okay, what is my business? What is my brand? Align with those values of what I'm doing. I mean, I still do videos of some food and travel or things like that because I just enjoy sharing what I learn and what excites me and what I think is beneficial. This is just who I am. I am never going to stop shooting some food videos here and there, but I am very mindful about the content that I'm creating. Then I'm going to ask you to watch this video about content creation that will help you really define your business and the direction of your business, and remain within those lines, because you really don't want to confuse your audience. But at the same time, I believe that your audience will like to see something about you, maybe the car you drive or the places you go to and the food you eat. I mean, it's kind of about the person behind the work. Then pay attention to the planning in advance. So write your script. I never used to write a script. I would just have some bullets in my head, kind of speak within those bullets, which is something that works for me, but I wouldn't encourage people to do it. I mean, I have 20 plus years in the academic world where I was a professor, a director, a leader. So speaking for me is really natural, and lecturing for hours is supernatural. And you don't want your script or your delivery to be very scripted. Like now, I just have some notes on my screen, but I am talking to the camera, and I'm making it or keeping it very natural because I don't want you to be bored out of your mind if I was just like doing this. Plan your content in advance. Write your script and rehearse. So see, this is really boring. I just put some bullets and I'm speaking out of like my heart, how my whole experience in starting and shooting videos and how I am improving over the time. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. That up chasing perfection, and then you are just like overlooking and overthinking everything. I love Grant Cardone when he says, no matter how much content you put out there, it's like a drop in the ocean. So you are freaking out about a poor video or some mistake you make or whatever, but people really, it's not gonna stick. It's not gonna stay there. So if you mess up a video, no big deal. It's a drop in the ocean. It's like throwing a rock in the Grand Canyon. So don't worry too much about it. Learn from it and then move on. Focus on your purpose. Okay, the messaging is super important. You cannot stop on everything and over edit every bit natural. Keep it real, just be yourself and focus on your message. Use the videos to improve your speaking. In my book, The Power of Elite Interviews, I talk about what is it that you can learn and improve when you do interviews with elites, and speaking is definitely one of them. Communication skills is another. And the reason you learn how to speak is that when you go and you watch your videos again, especially if you do your own editing, it really helps you see what is it that you're doing better and worse, etc. Like I do edit some of my videos, not all the time, but when I'm in a hurry and doing, and I realize that maybe there is a pause, or sometimes I say the which I mean sometimes I remove, but sometimes I keep it. So it's really up to you to see what is it or what style of speaker presenter you want to be, and then just decide whether you want to keep it more natural or super edited. Decisions you can absolutely make, but the most important thing is when you watch yourself speak, you can actually see what is it that you're doing well and what is it that needs improvement. And what a beautiful way to have this amazing, free of cost, it costs you nothing, that you can use and build yourself and improve your speaking. And next thing you know, you are a much better speaker, articulate, and then you can really deliver great messages in public because you have done it so much even behind your camera. It's with family and friends. An example that I started doing these videos for my father-in-law, and I just wanted for him to see what is it that I'm doing and things like that, and kind of just cheer him up. And then next thing you know, I love being on camera, and I love shooting videos, and I love, 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 love creating content, and I love connecting with people. So I decided that I wanted to do more of it. So the production phase. Now we talk about the production phase. The production phase is literally when you sit in front of your camera and you're holding your phone and you're talking to it. So now what are you going to do? So first of all, you need to keep eye contact in with the camera. So if I'm looking at the screen, right, so my eyes are dropped down, so I'm not making any contact with you guys, and that's not going to work out. So I really have to focus on looking at that camera most of the time. Same thing with your phone. If you are using the back, just make sure you look into here. And then if you're using it from the front, make sure you're looking here. So the camera, locate the camera wherever it is and focus on the eyesight, because that's really how you are going to connect with your audience. So now I'm looking at my audience out there, who's going to be seeing the eye contact that I'm making and the big smile, which brings me to the next one. You have to keep the smile. Nobody wants to listen to some boring person who does not have a great personality or charisma or good energy. The energy is super important. And honestly, before I came talking to you, I had two small Turkish coffees just to bring my energy up, because this is today kind of late in the day that I'm shooting this video and I was getting a little tired, but I wanted, and I had it on my to-do list today to shoot this video. So I decided to go with it and go for it. And I had to drink 2 cups of Turkish coffee to get me there. That's okay. Whatever you do, just bring in the A game and bring in energy, because no one wants to see a miserable face out there. A lot of YouTubers gave this advice, is that if you're not in the mood to shoot a video, then don't shoot it and wait until the moment you are in the mood. I agree with this, but disagree with it, because if you are shooting these videos as a business and you incorporate it within your schedule and you have a set schedule, for instance, let's say on a Thursday afternoon or morning, I am shooting videos, I am shooting content, And then comes that day and you are just like under the weather, or you're not in the mood or something like that, and now you're taking that block of shooting videos that you need to move somewhere else, and it might mess up your entire schedule. In the past, I used to follow my mood when I shoot my videos and make sure that I have a good energy for me to shoot a video. But as I am more focused on hitting my goals, hitting my objectives, completing my tasks, and the feeling of I am moving ahead with my business and the courses that I'm creating and the content that I'm creating, and I would highly recommend that don't think of it this way. When you build a schedule to yourself, commit, show up, because once you start talking, even if the first 2 3 minutes or even 15 minutes are a little crappy, the likelihood of you switching that gear and coming back to your senses, because you don't want to sit there and waste your time shooting crappy videos. After a moment, you're going to do it once and twice, and it's going to be a good rehearsal. Even if your energy is low, you are going to rehearse. So either you take off with your energy and you produce good content, or you are not happy with the production and you say, that's okay, I can do it tomorrow, but at least you gave yourself enough rehearsal time. Contact, big smile, gestures, move your hand a little bit and move your body a little bit, positive energy, speak in a very articulate way. My English is a fourth language that I have. So I'm not a native English speaker, but I focus on articulating and speaking English in a way that people can understand. And I can really tell you that I put a lot of hard work, years and years and years, improving my English. And if English is not your first language, you have to work at it. It just
Guys, no, 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 this is not a YouTube ad. This is just me interjecting in my own video to invite you to join Simple Lingo. If you do wish to speak English better, to practice more, and to connect with an English speaker community, click on the link below or simply DM me the word Simple Lingo and we will add you to the Simple Lingo.
Number 4 is editing. Again, don't spend too much time editing your content. You are not a videographer, editor, focusing on the content. If you have enough patience and skills to do it, great. I wouldn't waste too much time, just because I would rather, do what I do best, which is deliver content and recording content and creating content and writing content. That's where I'm happy. I love spending hours and hours just writing ideas and thoughts. Important part is being able to sit down and come up with a script like this in no time. The last point, share your content in a number of platforms and repurpose your content. I am not as good at doing this as I want to be, just because I used to have a bigger team. And then I had some life-changing events this year, so I had to downsize my team. And I'm in the process of readjusting certain things, which is okay. Not as present on LinkedIn, for instance, as I want to. I postponed my blogs because my website went down and I had who redesigned the entire thing. Technicalities that I kind me step back from repurposing content, but you can definitely do that. You can hire people if you don't have the time. But if you value your time, I would say hire somebody who can do these things for you, especially video editing, because it takes a lot of time, and kind of chopping down your content into pieces and repurposing it in different platforms just to be in different places. So this is what I wanted to share with you about how you can improve your speaking and gain confidence, and especially on camera. I mean, it's not something you can really escape or avoid in the 21st century, where people are literally consuming more videos than anywhere else. So if you have a business and you're a content creator and consultant and a speaker, etc., you have to really learn how to gain this confidence and be on camera. And you know what? Hey, if it's not perfect, it's no big deal. Move on to the next one and just deliver whatever you can, and then learn from the mistakes you make, and then go ahead and move to the next topic.
So here you have it, guys. This is in a nutshell, the step-by-step on how you can become a better speaker on camera and get rid of that. It has to happen. It has to change, because as we move forward into the digital world, showing and creating content and videos for product and services and so on is an absolute must. So if I can do it, so you can. So subscribe to the channel. That way you can get more content on how to become a better speaker, how to be less camera shy, and how to build your business. Our channel. I will see you on the next one. And salam.